When do human rights apply under international humanitarian law? Breaking news on a topic that is more relevant than ever: the intersection of human rights and international humanitarian law. As conflicts continue around the world, understanding when human rights apply is essential. Many people are asking, how do these laws protect individuals during armed conflicts? Let's clarify this important issue. International humanitarian law, which includes the Geneva Conventions, is designed to regulate how wars are fought and to protect civilians. However, human rights law is always in effect, even in times of war. This means that individuals retain their rights, regardless of the situation. Key principles guide international humanitarian law. One principle is military necessity, which means actions taken during conflict must aim to defeat the enemy and target military objectives. Another important principle is distinction. Combatants must differentiate between military targets and civilians to avoid unnecessary harm. Proportionality is also crucial. Any harm to civilians must not exceed the military advantage gained from an attack. During armed conflicts, human rights law remains applicable. Some rights may be limited, but only under strict conditions. For example, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights allows for certain derogations during public emergencies. However, these limitations must be necessary and proportionate to the situation. Special agreements can also address human rights obligations during conflicts. For instance, the Comprehensive Agreement on Respect for Human Rights and International Humanitarian Law in the Philippines mandates armed groups to protect human rights. Similarly, in Sudan, the Sudan People's Liberation Movement has committed to upholding civilian rights under a special agreement. The protection of civilians is a primary concern in both international humanitarian law and human rights law. International humanitarian law specifically calls for the protection of civilians from the effects of hostilities. At the same time, human rights law ensures that civilian rights are upheld, even amid conflict. In summary, human rights apply universally, including during armed conflicts. International humanitarian law provides specific protections and regulations for warfare. Together, these legal frameworks work to ensure the dignity and safety of individuals in conflict situations.